are three key dimensions that we should be looking into. One is definitely being able to identify or determine what is the legal basis of the claim. So in certain countries, you do have freestanding rights that are already available in the Constitution, or they do have legal frameworks specifically on the right to food. But in other countries, you do have to find legal entry points to latch onto, so you're able to file a case in court and make that the basis of your claim. The second aspect really deals with procedure. So how do you file the case in courts? This is a question around legal standing, like how generous or conservative are legal standing rules in the country? Is anybody allowed to file a claim, or is it simply people who are directly the victims of a violation? And this has impact in terms of what kind of claims are brought into the courts and what kind of remedies are going to be provided. Part of this conversation around procedure also talks about how easy is it to actually initiate a case in court. So in many places, in many jurisdictions, this requires having a lawyer, making sure you have the financial means, or filing the case at the national level or in an urban area. And this presents severe challenges for people who do not have those resources. The third challenge, the third dimension, I would say, is the ability of the courts to be able to address right to food cases and to provide the remedy. So in addition to the mandates that is provided under court statutes, for example, about what exactly are they supposed to do and what kind of remedies they have to provide, this also looks into how creative and practical are the courts, and how seriously do they take their role as sort of guardians of constitutional rights. Mm-hmm. Now, the conversation around justiciability and litigation is really part of a larger conversation around accountability and access to justice. So simply looking at it as filing a case in court and getting a remedy is not what we want in the right to food agenda. So litigation strategies has to be accompanied by political negotiation, social mobilization, and a larger conversation around engaging people to understand the right to food. And this is a serious challenge. Many of the conversations around litigation and justiciability happens in international forums or at the national, urban centers. But if we want people to be able to claim their rights and demand their rights, we should be able to access people on the ground, people who actually would be the ones who are directly impacted by hunger, malnutrition, and people who actually have to access informal justice systems rather than formal justice systems. So how does the right to food translate for them, and how can we make them more empowered agents of change when they're working on the right to food?
Thank you very much.